everybody. Welcome back to the halls of Curious University, better known as Curious U. I'm Miss Tracy.
And I'm Miss Katie Jane.
This week's theme is Gotta Love Grandparents, and you guys have got to love these facts. National Grandparents Day is always the first Sunday after Labor Day. In 2020, it falls on Sunday, September 13th. It was signed into law by President Jimmy Carter in 1978. That is a fact.
The purpose of the holiday is to honor grandparents, to give grandparents an opportunity to show love for their children's children, and to help children become aware of the strength, information, and guidance older people can offer. That's a fact!
There are 70 million grandparents in the United States. They represent a third of the overall population. That's a fact!
1/10 of American children live with a grandparent. About 15% of grandparents care for grandchildren while the parents work. That's a fact! This week's featured story is based on the book The Big Five by Bella Macatini. This book is super cool because it was originally written in a different language. It was published in Dutch, the language of the Netherlands. But it's been translated into English and it has been brought to our country, and now we're going to share a version with you. But we changed it just a little bit because this book was written before COVID-19. So we've had to change the story a little about a boy and his grandfather. How are we going to change it? You'll have to watch to find out, and keep your eyes open because Miss Katie Jane has put in some clues about where her grandparents have always lived. I never lived near my grandparents, never, because they lived in Illinois and Kansas, and I spent most of my life in Germany and Alabama. See if you can find the clues I left in the story, The Big Five. Hi, Grandpa.
Hi, Danny. Danny, I just want to say I'm so sorry that we had to cancel our plans for you to come and visit me.
Yeah, me too. I like looking at all the cool stuff you have in your house.
Well, you can still see the Big Five.
Oh, yeah. What are the Big Five again?
Okay, well, I'll tell you. The Big Five are mammal species that are very big, and they're from my homeland of Africa.
Oh, can you tell me about them?
Of course. Now, the first one, well, he's so big you can see him from a great distance, and he's got big ears and big tusks and a long trunk.
I know what that one is. That's an elephant!
Very good, Danny. And do you know what elephants are good at? Stomping.
Guess what? I can do that too.
Me too. Now, the second animal I want to tell you about, well, his roar is so loud you can hear it for miles. And he's got a big, long mane and sharp teeth and dangerous claws.
That's the lion.
You're right. Very good, Danny. And do you know what the lion is good at? He's good at jumping.
Oh, I can do that too. Ready?
So can I, Danny. Rawr! Now, that third animal, he has very thick skin and 2 horns on his nose.
Oh, that's the rhino.
You're so smart, Danny. That's right. And do you know what a rhino is good at? Grazing.
Grazing? That's the same as eating. Me too.
Me too, Danny. Me too. Now, that fourth animal that I want to tell you about, now, he looks like a big cat, and he has spots all over.
Oh, that's the leopard.
That's right, Danny. It's the leopard. And do you know what a leopard is good at? climbing.
Climbing? I can do that too. Okay. I hope Mama's not watching.
Oh, be careful, Danny. Be careful.
Do you
Danny.
see me?
Yes, I do.
I told you I was good at climbing.
Yes, well, I think I'll leave that to you. Now, the fifth animal and the final animal, well, he's got two crooked horns right above his ears, and he loves to hang out with his family and friends.
I don't know about that one, Grandpa.
Well, let me tell you, it's the water buffalo. Do you know what the water buffalo is good at? Running.
I'm really good at running. I can go super fast. Watch me, Grandpa. Are you watching?
I'm watching.
Are you watching? Do
I
you
can
see
see you. I can see you run. That's right.
Was I as fast as a water buffalo?
Yes, oh, yes, you were. Yes, I saw you, and I saw you running just like a water buffalo. Well, I tell you what, I saw you run, and I hope that I can see you in person real soon. And I hope that one day I can take you to Africa to see the Big Five in person.
Really, Grandpa? That would be so awesome! Wait. Oh, okay. Sorry, Grandpa. I gotta go. I hope I see you soon. Love you. Bye.
I love you too. See you soon, Danny. This week's hands-on STEAM activity focuses on math. We're going to demonstrate card and domino games that you can play with your grandparents, either in person or virtually. This game is called the Uno counting game. All you need is a deck of cards and some dominoes. I'm using Uno cards, but you can use regular cards, rook cards, or phase 10 cards. Pull out card numbers 1 through 9 and lay them out in a grid pattern. Count the number of dots on each domino and then place each domino on a card with a matching number. Continue doing this until you've used all the dominoes. You can make this an addition game by combining dominoes to make the correct number. If you would like to do addition facts that have answers higher than 9, you can use a rook deck or a phase 10 deck, or simply write the higher numbers on a piece of paper. This game is called Even Odd Sort. You'll need some dominoes and 2 Post-its or 2 pieces of paper with the words even and odd written on them. Work together to add the dots on each domino. Then sort your answers into even or odd numbers. If you want the game to be a little more competitive, then you can agree on a stated rule, like the person with the most odd numbers is the winner. But be sure and do this before play begins. And now let's join Miss Katie Jane for a demonstration on 4 variations of the card game War.
For this activity, you will need a deck of Uno cards. But you don't need every single card in the deck, so make sure you take out the special cards like the wilds, the draw 2, draw 4, reverse, and skip, because we only want the numbers. The only other thing you have to do before we play is divide your deck of cards in half. So cut the deck. And now we're ready to play War. All right, we're going to demo 4 different ways to play a classic card game called War. Each person will be flipping their card off the top of the deck at the same time. The first version is we're going to flip, and when we see that we've each flipped over the same number, whoever calls that number first gets to keep them. So ready and flip. Not the same. Flip. Flip.
Oh, same.
Miss Tracy got it because she noticed that both cards were the number 9. So that's one version you can play. Let's move those out of the way and go on to the second one. The second one is we're going to flip, and the first person to notice if both cards add up to 10 is the winner. Here we go. And flip. And flip. And flip. Oh, 10. 8 plus 2 equals 10.
Good job, Miss Katie J.
Thank you. All right, let's move those out of the way. Now the next game is called Addition Quick Draw. So when we flip the cards over, the first person who can add those two numbers together and say the answer is the winner. This is a little bit harder math for a little bit older kids. Ready? Flip. 12. Oh, that was a tie. Let's do it again. Flip. 9.
Good job, Katie.
Excellent. I think Miss Tracy let me win that time. And then the final word game we're going to play is called greater than, less than, or equal to. When we flip over the cards, whoever's card is the biggest, is greater than, will get to take both cards. But if they're equal, we're just going to leave them right there. Let's see what's going to happen. And flip. Oh, 8 is greater than 1. I get them both. And flip. Oh,
nice.
8 is greater than 5, so Miss Tracy gets them both. And flip.
Oh, Miss Katie
6
J.
is greater than 1.
Good
Oh,
job.
I could play this game for a long time, but let's make this our final flip. Oh,
we both won twice.
We both won 2 times. Now, we used a deck of Uno cards because Uno cards have the number 1. But if you use a deck of standard cards, just make sure that when you take out the face cards that you leave in the ace, because the ace will be your number 1. Thanks for spending time with us in Curious University. Next week, we're going to say hola to Spanish. See you then.
This story time is brought to you by the Hoover Public Library.